up, family? How are you? Nice to see you all again. It is Thursday, May 14th today. Uh, so, we're fully back at work. All the people are coming in. It's been nice. It's been nice to have interaction again, although it has been challenging because we are seeing a lot more people. We have a lot more people on our schedules, and there's a lot more things that I have to start thinking about versus just myself being in here. So it's been a little tough, but overall, it's a good tough, right? It's easing back into this full-time life, and yeah, just another transition to go through. Now, as far as going into today, we're talking about Deuteronomy chapter 18, verses 1 through 14, and it's this idea of talking about our spiritual leaders, right? In this case, the Levites, but in our case, our spiritual leaders, our pastors, our elders, things along those lines. But it's really interesting, especially in verses 1 through 9. And I'm curious to hear about this from you. Is the Levites themselves didn't have an inheritance, right? When Moses divvied up the land, or when he was giving each tribe their land, the Levites didn't get anything, right? Even in verse 2, they shall have no inheritance among their fellow Israelites. But then the second half of that verse says the Lord is their inheritance as he promised them. So I'm curious I want to ask you guys, in the case of these other tribes, they had land, they had certain things that were given to them that they inherited, and they had physical property to take away, versus in this case, the Levites don't. They don't necessarily have land to work off of. Their income is dependent on what other people offer or their tithes. What are your thoughts? Do you think it's harder to have physical inheritance, but not necessarily have this phrase of the Lord is their inheritance as he promised them, or the other way around, right? And I tend to think it's hard because this is such a faith-based question, because the Lord will provide, but oftentimes it's hard for us to grapple with, hard for us to settle down with. And especially in this case, right? And I'm by no means comparing myself to a Levi or whatever, but I'm just saying, coming in, God has told us many a times that he will provide, and he has very explicitly told us that things will be okay, we'll be fine. But at times it's just hard, right? We're coming into work, we're coming into contact with these people. The whole COVID situation, it isn't necessarily any better. We're just opening up and thinking it's better. But at the same time too, knowing that financially, or as I'm thinking about the health of our clinic, knowing God will provide, or having that faith, that in itself is a challenge, right? I don't see the physical thing sitting in front of me saying, all right, this is what you're gonna get, versus knowing going forward in the next month or two, we're really gonna have to hustle, but God will provide. And I think that's always been a little bit of a challenge for me, and I'm not sure that's the case for all of you or any of you, is understanding God's promise, knowing it's there, understanding it cognitively, but believing in it with my heart, so that all of me, mind, body, soul, strength, mind, heart, soul, strength, will follow along, right? So let me know what you think. Is it easier to have that physical thing in front of you, versus is it easier to say, God is your inheritance, don't worry about it, okay? Give me a holler, let me know. I will see you all tomorrow. Take care, guys. Stay safe out there.